Hello and welcome to Him Tutorials. Again I am here in front of you to help you in your online study. New chapter we are going to do, that is chapter number 4, heat and temperature. And the topic which we are going to learn, that is heat, and the subtopic which we will be able to understand up to the end of this session, that is we will do the introduction part. We will see what is heat and some transformations of the heat energy. So before starting the main topic heat, I would like to discuss with you one very important term, that is energy. We know that energy is required by all the organisms in this earth, as living organisms have energy from the food which they eat, and the food when it breaks down during the respiration process inside the cells, the energy is liberated, and that energy is used by the different organisms to do their life processes. In case of non-living things, if we go for the energy, then they will also exchange energy with each other. We know that atom is the structural and basic functional unit of the non-living things. In case of solid, liquid and gases, in case of solids, the atoms are very tightly packed, whereas in liquids they are loosely packed, and in case of gases they are very loosely packed. If I consider an example of solid, if I take an iron rod, and we know that the atoms in the solids, they are very tightly packed to each other, they are just arranged one after the other, and if I start heating this iron rod with the help of stove burner at one end, then we will find that in the beginning this A corner and B corner, they are both at cold conditions. But as soon as we light up the gas stove burner at the A end, the molecules at end A of the solid, they starts gaining energy, or the atoms, they start gaining energy. When they start gaining energy, they keep on transferring that energy from one atom to other, and after a certain period of time, the whole rod of the iron, it become hot, or it get heated up. So this heating of the iron rod is done due to the transferring of the energy. Due to the transferring of the energy. And what kind of energy here we are transferring? We are transferring the heat energy. This is in case of solids. If we take an example of liquids and gases both, for example, this is the utensil, and in this iron utensil I put some water and I switch on the gas stove. When I switch on the gas stove, now this gas stove is transferring the heat energy to the water molecules. Water molecules are gaining the heat energy, and after a certain period of time, these water molecules start boiling up. When they start boiling up and the temperature still goes on rising up, or still goes on increasing up, then a time will come when these water molecules can change their state from the liquid to the gases. Also, when they change their state, the air molecules which surrounds this hot utensil, they also gain the temperature, and when they gain the temperature, these temperature gain molecules, they will start moving, they start colliding with the other air molecules. Other molecules which are at low temperature, they gain that heat temperature and they also become hot. So here we can see that the energy is transferring from the one state to another, or energy is helping the water molecules to get transferred from, or to get transformed from one state to the another. More effectively, if you want to understand that, I will take three molecules. I will name them A, B and C. Suppose A molecule or A atom is at very high temperature. If it is at high temperature, then B and C. B and C, they are at low temperature. Now what will happen? If they are at low temperature and A molecule is at high temperature, then the A molecule will loses the energy and give this energy to the B. And same time, when B have that energy or gain that energy, it will become also high in temperature. Okay, now similarly, when A loses the energy, B will become at high temperature, and if A loses the energy, it will become at low temperature. So in case 1, A molecule is having high energy and B molecule is having low energy. But in case 2, what happens? When there is transferring of energy takes place, then the A molecule become low temperature and B molecules got high in temperature. Similarly, if this molecule is at low temperature, C molecule is at low temperature and B molecule is at high temperature, in case 3, what will happen? The A will loses the energy and it will transfer the energy to the C molecule. Now in case 3, what will happen? The C molecule have got high temperature and the B molecule has got low temperature. So like this, one after the other molecules, they gain energy and they lose energy. So like this, the transferring of the energy takes place. If we want to understand it more precisely in case of living organisms, then we can have the example of plants and animals. As in case of plants and animals, plants loses the oxygen and this oxygen is taken up by the animals. They take up the oxygen and with the help of oxygen, they break down their food and the energy is liberated. And when the food is break down, energy is liberated, on the same time carbon dioxide is released, which is taken up by the plants. So here the exchange of energy takes place between the living organisms, that is plants and animals. So like this, we understood that the exchange of energy is continuous. So here the law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can be transformed from one form to another. I again repeat that as we have taken many examples and to understand these examples, we came to a conclusion that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can be changed from one form to another. That object which gains energy, in the form of heat, that become hot, and that object which loses the energy in the form of heat, they become cold. Okay, so the gaining of energy leading to hotness or heating effect and losing of energy in form of heat, that will become coldness or cooling effect. So hence, what is heat? Heat is also a form of energy. Again, simple example if you want to take to understand this line. So we know that sun is the superpower because sun is a source of heat and light both, and the planets are present beside this sun in circular orbits. If we take an example of earth, so the part of the earth which faces the sun, it experiences day, and the part of the earth which do not faces the sun, it experiences night. And we know that in the daytime the heat is there, the light is there, so that's why the day is more warmer than the night, because in the night no heat and light is there, but in the day heat and light is there, and sun is just transferring its heat and light energy to the earth, and earth objects or earth material is just gaining that heat and light energy and experiences this energy transfer. So here it is proved again that heat is a form of energy. So that object which gains the heat, it become hot, and that object which loses the heat, it become cold. Also, one more thing is very, very important for the heating and cooling of the object, that is called as source of heat. That is called as source of heat. Source of heat is very, very important, because when the source of heat is there, then only, or the source of energy is there, then only energy can be gained by certain object and it can be transferred from that certain object. Okay. Now we will discuss about the transformation of the heat energy. There are different examples by which we can learn that how the heat energy can be transformed to other form of energies. First we will take example of thermal power plant. In thermal power plant, the heat energy get transformed into electrical energy. Second, in case of steam engine, in steam engine, the heat energy get transformed into mechanical energy. Then in case of geysers, electrical geysers, the electrical energy get transformed into heat energy. Okay, and in case of nuclear power plants, the nuclear energy get transformed into heat energy first, and this heat energy will transformed into electrical energy later. If we go for the functioning of the electrical bulb, then in case of electrical bulb, the electrical energy, or you can say the electrical current or the electric current can be transformed into heat energy first, and this heat energy will be transformed into light energy. And one more example, you can experience it on your own. When we rub two palms of our hands with each other, then after some time you will observe that heating effect is produced in our palms. So here what is happening? The mechanical energy get transformed into the heat energy. So here you have learnt about many transformations of the heat energy, and I hope you understood all the basic subtopics very well. So let's recap very quickly that energy is the basic need of all the materials present on this earth. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can be transformed from one form to another. Also, gain of the heat energy leading to heating effect, and lose of the heat energy leading to cooling effect. Heat, it is a form of energy, and source of energy is very much required, or the source of heat is very much required for the heating effect. Then thermal power plant will change the heat energy into electrical energy. Steam engine will change the heat energy into mechanical energy. Electrical geysers change the electrical energy into heat energy. Nuclear power plants change the nuclear energy into heat energy first, and then into the electrical energy. And in electrical bulb, that will change the electrical energy into the heat energy, and heat energy will be changed into light energy later on. So I hope you understood all the topic very well. So up to our next video, keep watching, keep learning. Thank you.